and welcome back to the next part of our little adventure here as a Oni fighter of Red. Uh, I guess I should start doing a quick character recap every start. You never know who's joining us and what they need to know for understanding what we're about to do here. So, the quick summary: I've got Demon Trident draining that I'm building up. I've got reasonable resistances. I've got my R core, R poison. I've got acid resistance and some good will pips. I'm really looking for a helmet, and I'm a Oni, so that would be very helpful because I still haven't gotten an extremely great melee style body armor yet. So I'm pretty weak in my AC and EV. So we're really hoping to get some defenses back up. That's kind of our weakness right now. I've got a Faith Amulet with Red, and so we're hoping to break through into an already started snake. Recall that in a prior version we poked down to snake, saw that the initial opening was quite aggressive, and we backed away due to safety. So that's on our mind. Thinking between sessions, I wanted to check if I was mutated. No, I thought back, and I might have been mutated by that named Abyss guy in Shoals 4, and I wanted to double check. And before we go forward, I've messed around with our little UI again. I've kept the the thumbnail of the creature of our current thumbnail. Like I mentioned last video, I'm in the post-op time of an eye surgery. Nothing to worry, all good. I just can't have bright lights in front of me for a little bit here, and so it basically dilutes my webcam's quality. So I might as well just throw an image in place for now. I will return to the webcam very shortly once this is all done. But in addition, I showed off last version a zoomed in kind of localized character image to test out, and I really liked it. And so what I've done is I've moved it to our bottom right. So if you ever need a zoomed in little picture of a pip, I guess is what they're called, picture in picture. Right now I've put it to the bottom right. I think that's a good spot. We don't usually have anything there that's super important, but as we go along, I'll get used to the UI, maybe finesse it, make it a little better for viewing. It's a balance between making it look nice and also being usable. So it's always about finding that balance. And so the only other thing top of mind about this character before we move along is I wanted to check if we have any large stones or large rocks. We have them in Shoals 1. I'm going to go grab this while we're here. Large rocks are an item that is exclusively useful or used by large creatures. And they're very useful because they are very strong. Like, they do a lot of damage from throwing. It's typically harder to break them, and you don't need as much throwing as a large creature to have them become effective compared to things like boomerangs and javelins. And so it's a great way to get that ranged attack going on a character that can handle large items like an Oni or a troll. And so I'm just making sure I pick up everything. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of them. And you get even more in things like depths, where there's the trolls and all those kinds of things that will also throw the stones. And so now we have a really great ranged ability. So, like, for example, a boomerang at our current 0 throwing trained, it has a base attack of 1.3, damage rating of 11. And this is opposed to large rocks, which do have a base delay of 2, but the damage rating is so much more, and it's very impactful and meaningful for making some dents into the opponents. I'm gonna see what I can do. Skill target. So, yeah, let's just get throwing, slowly building, just to help that along. And yeah, so we could start snake, and so I'm gonna go snake pit 0 to go right outside. And so my thought is that I'm going to poke in and snake and see what's up. If anything is scary about it, I'm going to pull out and either decide if I want to do a risky but effective teleport scroll down into snake, go somewhere random, and start off with red. That's a solution. Kind of the idea is that with red, you're going to stay on the floor regardless, so you want to get away from the worst part of the floor, which would, I think, if we can all see it, would probably be the where the stairs drops us down. The other option we could do in the meantime is swap to elf as an early elf. Not too early, but it's out of order. We have 2 will pips, and so it's not as bad as you would assume, and we could build up power, maybe get some stores or something, and kind of get over the hump, so that if we were to return back to snake at some point, it wouldn't be as hard as it might be right now, or it was hard when we first tried to enter it. But let's first go down. Now we know that it's going to be pretty rough as we go down, so I think I'm going to preemptively pop some potions. We have 4 unidentified potions, but we have plenty of unidentified potions right now. Surely one of them is haste. Like, we've got 6 unexplored or unidentified types. One of the ones that is not going to be ones we have is most likely experience, and statistically speaking, the next most likely would be something like ambrosia or magic. So I don't want to just randomly start quaffing just to get a haste potion going, but I think I could like pop a might, and maybe that'll help that initial clearing. Invisibility might be useful. The only risk is that they immediately zerg my friend rather than me. But I might just immediately pop my torch, and then there'll be many things other than my unique named bound soul. So we will start with invis, then might go down. We're still on the portal. I'm gonna pop my black torch, and we're gonna try to do our best to kill what we can here. It's hard to tell exactly what the worst things are. I suppose the mana vipers would typically be the worst. I'm also concerned with being bound, or let's see, things that can grip me so that I can't leave the stair in an emergency. This guy has a nice weapon. This will drain mana as predicted. This guy can constrict. This guy can constrict. And I think this can constrict as well. Maybe not. No, it just does a bunch of poison stuff. So I think I'm going to go first for the constrictors. I'm going to hurl Torchlight here. And I'm going to do it again. I just really want to take control of the situation. I could maybe do it here to hit more bad guys. So far, so good. I could take my curing at this point. I think I shall. I don't want to get too out of place here, but the reality is we're on a floor and we want to stay here, so I'm going to do a torchlight throw here. I'm going to throw some large rocks while I need to reach. My bound guy has summoned some take another curing. Really getting cured. Or poisoned. I don't want to waste too many curings if we know we're going to have success here. So, unless there's things around the corner, I think we're good. So let's kind of pull back, rest, and we've survived this initial Snake 1 situation. We got a very nice kite shield. Very nice. So I'm going to drop my existing kite shield, replace just a baseline for a +2 of reflection. So now we have reflection. This is great. Great start. Awesome. All right. Anything else? We got enchant weapon. We did get a tower shield, which is tempting, but just like our last melee character, where it was a decision between should I swap to a tower shield versus a regular kite shield with reflection on it. I do like the reflection. Let's move forward. We're still, on a. So I want to really take care of this lightning situation real quick. So I'm going to dedicate my damage to the lightning character before anything else. It's really nice that our bound guy can summon guys and appears to actually do it, unlike some others we saw earlier. Got some silver javelins, not too bad. Okay, and we carry on. It really helps that we have a guy who summons stuff. Wow, this is an amazing shield. We just got a tower shield +1 of fire resist. I'm curious to see. It would decrease our EV only a little bit. We have strength, so we're not too encumbered. Wow, reflection is great. Actually, there might be a worthy discussion of should I keep the kite for now because of the reflections. There's a lot of missile-based attacks from the nagas and snakes, and we're not like desperate for fire resist unless there's certain there are things that do fire related damage, but I think I'm gonna keep my shield pumping, and though I'm going to keep the kite for this few levels here, but we are definitely eventually swapping to our tower shield. That is a great situation. Of course, once you have a ball around you like this, there's less immediate attacks can hit you that therefore won't be reflected. But I mean, the fire resist is also something that is there when you get attacked, and so that doesn't really change the equation for me. It's okay, I'm not gonna build up here until I see guys. And isn't that great? Like, I don't even need to summon my torchlight because my guy has his own little mini grouping with him. But I will do it now. and we'll work our way through here. I don't necessarily need to throw torchlight at this point. I really want to rebuild my pool of resources for my god. I have a faith amulet, so it will build quicker than typical, but I want it to be topped off for more serious situations, so I can immediately throw torchlight. Excuse me. It's also nice that we get his little summon water dudes, because if they're the target of people's attacks, then it means that my summoned guys can live a little longer. Let's identify magic. Interesting. So one of our more rare ones was one of our higher counts. It's worth noting we have 6 revelation. If it comes down to it, I have 1 to use for emergency situations. I'm going to recall my guys. So whether that's snake 4 or I'm holding off until depths 1 or something, we shall see. Nothing here. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. I don't think I'm ever going to use this strength, so I'll drop that. We're at the point in the game where we're starting to lose, we're going to start to lose bag space, and it's going to be annoying having to constantly drop things. So when you think of it, it's probably good to drop them. Yeah. How's our polearm training? We should be approaching our min delay, if not already. Yeah, we just passed it. It's at 14 with the Demon Trident. So we'll still continue to level up our spear because it does increase. You can see times 177 skill. So you get a base, your strength number increases, your skill increases, and enchantments on the item itself. Looking good so far. I may actually settle out to just a single weighting of polearms. We are at min delay. It's not going to make the biggest world of difference every level of polearms, but like throwing up slightly faster, getting our shields up, evocation, these kinds of things will make bigger differences to our survivability over time. And so let's try to get my guys here, and we're going to do Snake Pit 3. Ooh, this one is an immediately packed situation. It's definitely killable though, so I will use this as my torch. And we actually got a good starting set of creatures, and so that should help as well. So not too bad at all. Let's build our ball here and carry on. We've got another identify. Let's do a smaller one this time. Okay. Ooh, I don't want to let this... Ooh, okay. I was going to say there's an electrical, whatever that creature's name is, behind the line, and he was just picking off our ball. It's not great to just let that happen. The lightning guys usually can chain lightning through or do some sort of, clever, pass-through penetration, whatever you want to call it. And so... yeah, these guys, Shock Serpent. You always want to try to kill those guys quicker because they can do way more damage than other kinds of creatures. Okay. Okay. Let's take care of whatever this guy is and this guy. Okay. I'm very happy with our bound choice. He has a great suite of abilities. And we just got basically all the remaining identifying stuff we would ever need. So we got a mutation. It's good to know that. Potion of Ambrosia. Now that is colored, unless my eyes are deceiving me, like experience potion would normally be. What does that mean? I know our guy likes to drink. I don't know what that signifies. Maybe it's trying to show like, well, because I double healing, it's like super awesome, and therefore like be aware this is a super awesome potion. I'm not sure, but it's certainly something to note. Okay, so we could be heading into our Snake 4 now. Nothing really to note. Oh, that's interesting. So we have mutation potions to buy. I might have already known that. I don't know, but it's good to know. So we're gonna have a lot of mutation potions this game in case things go bad with regards to that. Yeah, I think we just pop down to our Snake 4. And remember, we have Revelation to use if we need to. This is a good start. Nothing too complicated about it. Don't risk. Okay, and so now I'm going to summon guys and start building the ball up. Snake Pit 4. Here we go. Yeah, see, like these guys, they're so dangerous if you don't specifically go after them. Oh, let's pull back. I'm gonna recall so that they're in view now, and I think I'm okay not to hurl. We're okay. We just got caught in a weird spot here. Our initial throws are already despawned, so there's no harm in. Yeah, okay. Once your timer's up on your original spawns, there's no necessary rush to your situation, other than if you're trying to do a gem run, so you can get yourself back up, not risk being weak in time for the problems ahead. What's this? Look at that. You block the arrow with your kite shield of reflection and reflects it back. So that's what I'm talking about. Staff of alchemy. So that's starting to look like it's a... No. I was going to say that looks like it's the end, but maybe... It depends on the kind of vault we're dealing with today. One side effect of having such a big ball of zombies is that it gets so big that the trail in a building like this can attract snakes, and you don't even notice they've followed you from behind. So you always got to take it easy. So we have an alarm on the floor, which is a good resource as long as you use it. So we can see here these tiles suggest that we're dealing with our end vault over here somewhere. So we now know that that bottom little space is not the vault. But just to finish the sentence, it's good that we have an alarm on the floor, so we can poke our heads into the entrance, kill whatever we can from a safe distance, but then use the alarm to get things moving inside. This guy's really not taking damage. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of this little setup we've got fighting here, but it's okay. You know, when you Ooh, a tower shield of reflection. Okay, this might be our immediate swap. We're really getting some shields today. Wow, because it's the same. It's just a better shield. We're just going to get better shield and keep the reflection. So I'm going to swap now. We're good. I'm probably never going to throw any of these darts. So we can drop that for space while we're in the inventory. Okay. Would love Aura Lightning. Phantom Mirror. You say it, you speak it into existence. Look at that ring. I can't buy it yet because unfortunately we dropped a lot of money on that Skull of Z failure. But look, Aralek, R Poison, Slay +2, C Invis, RN. That is an end game ring. So we just need to collect another 600 gold or so, and we will have a great solution to our end game needs. And it has Slay it to boot. We haven't had Slay in our current characters, melee character forms, so that's great to see. Just helps it along. We've got a great set of potions here, which will be useful once we are flush with cash and can come back and buy some stuff. But I can just envision right now that ring of poison resistance we've got on will turn into that amazing ring, and we'll go from there. I want to try staying away from our end vault for now. Try to clear everything but the end vault. And go from there. So here's the bottom of that end vault. I will say one of the risks of doing the alarm strategy in our case is because we're red, we don't want to leave the floor, so we can't just like use the alarm and escape. I'm not in love with our current health situation, but I do have the ability to hurl here. If you noticed, our piety is really capped off now, so it's less of a risk. We've made a huge move on our resources for our god, so I can start throwing things casually again, or at least more casually. If you recall, we finally, it's been the longest time since we've seen fathomless shackles available to us, and so now we have that kind of resource to us. Now we can see there that there is a trap immediately at the door. That's very scary. So what I might do is just accept that we're going to pop a trap regardless. So we should pop it in our own manner. The other strategy I could do is tell my guys to stay away and then just precisely pop, but still the chances of a million snakes not coming out and popping that alarm trap immediately are so small. If that's going to happen, we might as well do it away from the location. Now we have an awkward kind of like pathing here. I don't really want to. I suppose I can run to the right. I'm gonna get my guys with me here, and then get them on the right side at least. And we're gonna pop the trap, and then we're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna recall them here and try to pin them down here. The good news is we know for sure that all creatures will come from the left right now. So we have full control of our safety with regards to direction. I wish this guy would die. I'm not loving my health pool right now. I'm no longer marked. So anything that moves to our area was moving here anyways after being awoken. This is not good. I'm gonna do a curing. This is very much not good. I'm gonna do a healing potion. I'm gonna hurl. I'm gonna pull back. If we didn't get that quick, immediate heal up, I would have done an ambrosia potion, knowing that I would get like double heal rate. I want to hold off using ambrosia if I can. It might be useful if we end up going to like abyss or something, and with only one ambrosia. I guess we got one to buy in snake, but still, ambrosias are going to be extra powerful for us. Because one of the side effects of ambrosia is often you can't really damage things while it's popped, but I mean, my guy will swing around things as I drink potions, so it's an added benefit. Okay, so we're gonna pull around. I really just don't want to pop this alarm if we can help it. Let's clear the edges, but not too deep. Remember, this is like a one entrance end vault. This is the exact same pattern as the one we saw, I think, in our Barachi game, perhaps. Either that or the Tengu game. This is the same snake vault. Based on what I'm seeing, we're just about done. There might be some snakes roaming the full map from the alarm, but in terms of like right here, there's probably not that many left. But I'm not gonna just assume. I'm gonna forget the floor and then reestablish, get that free XP. Just like in Zot, Shift X. And then I think it's Control F. Okay, so that is our snake done. So let's double check what we can buy. We really do want to save up for that ring as soon as possible. Honestly, I wish I had it right now, and had we not got the Skull of Z, we would, because Aralek and Slay and C and Viz for Elf Halls is a big deal. But that's fine. That's fine. So our next stage of our mission is Elven Halls. And we probably can do a big dent of Elven Halls in the remaining time of this part. So let's just get right to it. I doubt I have any sort of scales, but yeah, I'll do armor. Just checking for Storm Dragon. I don't want to buy a hat for just to have a hat, that kind of thing, but so far so good. Okay, so we're just gonna go right into Elven Halls. There's a stay behind. Okay. Sometimes you stop and you're like, why did I stop? Is there something scary? I'm gonna recall my guy, and then we're gonna pop down. Okay, so yeah, there's usually like an initial trap to Elven Halls. This is safe enough though, so I'm gonna pop my torch and just kind of pick away at these guys from ranged. Not too bad. Like I said, we have 2 pips of will. That's like, I mean, you kind of want 3 to avoid like being abyssed, so we'll be careful, but 2 is pretty darn okay for your typical caster Elven type. And like I said, we have the reflect shield, so the archer types of elves are also somewhat dealt with. So I am on fire. Here's where that invis would have been great. Just immediately have addressed that problem, but it's okay. So we are kind of getting hit here hard. I'm gonna pull back and I'm gonna hurl here. This is very much not okay. So we're paralyzed and there's a Zephyrmancer. Being honest, I might be dead right now. So this is just what happens when you don't have Aralek. So I'm gonna hit enter and I hope I don't die. Okay. I don't trust that, so I'm gonna heal wounds. I don't have a smite ability to hit that air elemental, but I can knock out this caster type, and we will say thankfully we didn't just immediately die without any ability to control. But I mean, that's the game. That's why this game is dangerous. Some things just kill you. We got some invis. Oh no, he just jumped away and I didn't catch that. Thankfully we got our health potion back. We got an invis guy over here. I'm on fire. I like that we got a bunch of summons. That's nice. It's very convenient. Something's holding me back here. Oh. See, our ball is so big now that the tail end of our characters on all sides are pulling in things. So that's what I meant earlier by just not having the full physical control of the situation. With HEP, it's just you and your guy, so you can have like 100% control of almost every aspect of positioning. But when you have a ball of red, it's just like, okay, what's going on now? So I'm on fire. Okay, some haste. That's expensive enchant armor potion, but it is a potion. It's better to have the option than not, but that is very expensive. And as we've talked about many times now, we really just want to get that roughly 450-ish gold to get that ring as soon as possible. The hope is that we get that money pretty quickly in Elf. We certainly would. I mean, I don't want to ruin the prediction, but I mean, the final vault of Elf, I would assume has, you know, some gold at the end, so we should expect some significant movement to that gold goal, but you never know. Yeah. Okay. Elven 2 coming on up. Yeah. Things are building quick. Shield's going well. Throwing's working its way up to the goal. Fighting. I could probably tone down the fighting, but I mean, more health is never a bad thing. Magic is kind of relevant for my casting abilities. You see how the cost also includes MP, but it's not like I'm going to be spamming. I mean, 34, that's, you know, 5 or 6 casts of Hurl in a row. I'd probably run out of piety before I ran out of mana, so that's not the end of the world. So we're in Elven Halls 2, so it's not the vault yet, but this is the floor that has the weapons vault. So we got to be very careful. We've already lost our initial ball. That's because we encountered the what are they? Whatever they're called. They're kind of like turrets. They're very powerful and scary, unless you have like lightning, like airstrike or something, or like some real serious throughput. Yeah, those guys can really pelt you. But thankfully, our bound guy is very strong. I'm tempted to not go into the... Yeah, these guys can paralyze. Scary. Anyway, I was just about to say I'm tempted to not go into the weapons vault, but we'll see. I mean, as we saw... Ooh, this is a lot of guys. I'm going to pull back. Make sure that... make it so that they can't just, like, pelt me from the distance. I'm going to hurl... Oh, I can't reach in. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to get my bound guy outside. I'm going to hurl... This is a lot, and I can't really reach much right now, but I'll okay, I'm gonna pull back here, rest up. Maybe I will do the weapons vault. At first I was scared of these weapons, but I'm doing okay. I only say that because... oh, bottom left. It would be nice to get a few more weapon scrolls if they drop down there. Just to get my... my pole arm up a little bit more powerful. It's very risky though. I do have the ball here, and if I leave I won't ever get the ball back, so I might actually just go for it. I'm gonna hurl the torchlight. I'm not liking this. I'm gonna hurl another torchlight. And I'm gonna back away. We're keeping an eye out for my bound guy. I don't want to recall him immediately if he's still okay. I'm gonna recall him now. Perhaps we can break some line of sight and reset the situation. If it doesn't reset cleanly, I'll go up the stairs. Can't do much with these guys in the way, but maybe they'll be able to take care of what's left here. Good, okay, and so let's kind of come back here. Oh, that's a distortion weapon. I'm going to back away. This is very scary, and it's fast. I'm going to recall... I'm going to summon and hope that everything takes care of it. Let's see if I can throw... I really just want it to die. There you go. That's very scary. That that's like one reason why you don't do weapons vault sometimes. Because you can see a distortion weapon and it's just like, oops, and I'm in abyss, you know? Look at that. Just like one-shotting things with the stones. Kind of want to recover my health, so I'm going to back away so we don't just like infinitely chain everything remaining here. Let's pull back. We got an invis guy up here. That's scary. Let's see if we can take care of it. There you go. Very nice. We've got some scrolls to work with. I don't really care for that there. Let's double check what we got here. Not too bad, but I thankfully got 2 better enchant weapons. Betterment. Let's see. We're almost at 9. Almost at cap. All right. Let's take a look at our cash. Barely made a dent. So far, not there yet. So let's get our guy back, and we're going to go down to Elf 3. It's a kind of an open entrance, and my guy wasn't here with me for some reason. I don't want to throw the torch with that dynamo here in the open. So I'm going to back away, go down. I'm going to keep managing the situation. This might be a good time to light, so I will light and start establishing my presence here. On fire. These aren't real doors. They're like the enemies will open them. So there's no risk of, well, there's risk, but so this is going to be the end vault over here. So I'm going to pull back and let's see if I can escape here without losing any guys, and no one's chasing me. Let's head up this way. Maybe a store is over here. Nope, that's just kind of a random forest area. Okay. We got a sun moth, scary stuff. I'm gonna throw Ooh. Now I do have a decent cloak already, and I need money for something very specific, so I'm not going to rush and buy that. But just good to remember, we've got a potential cloak. It could be something like a +1, just cloak, boring stuff, or it could be like a cloak of resistance, and then that's real nice for like an end game capping off of resistances. We'll have to wait on that. But we're approaching our 600-ish gold. Will we find about actually almost exactly 300 gold in the final vault? And or will we just simply get better items, because that's what Elf is all about. It's about getting cool little unrans and rans. Let's back away. Use the choke. We don't want to get abyssed or anything. I'm going to back away. I don't want my guy to die. So let's just watch him as we back away. Yep, he's good. Now remember, we have super high evocation, and so I mean, our guy's not invincible, but he is very strong. A robe of fire resist, so technically, I mean, we like our pips of will right now, but I will pick this up. If we do want to mix and match, there's a demon elf. A death mage, that is, sorry. Who doesn't want to die. Okay. We've kind of woken up Elf's little final vault, so there will be some wandering. And unfortunately, alarm. We don't have any alarms to bring people out. And it's not a great choke spot for me. Normally it would be great, but I'm a ball of pain and destruction here, and I can't have one guy in front of me, you know? Only being able to damage, that is. I certainly can, but it's like, is that the rate we want to kill things? Excuse me. Got a damnation thrown at us. Be careful. Use our pole arm when we can safely. Wish that guy would get in range. Let's throw. Okay, let's pull back again. Being careful. Our health is not the greatest right now. I will hurl torchlight here. And then we're going to pull all the way back here. Heal up, go back. I suspect we had some rand arts here, or unrand, perhaps, because that was a very powerful little encounter we had there for just one guy, but I don't see much. Though, remember, it's when you search, it's just the stuff that you can use. They might have had something that I can't use, but was great. Oh, we're still early game here. Early days with the vault. Don't want to go too far deep and lose your edge. Admittedly, my little ball here is really draining here. So we're hoping to build up. I think I still want to build my strength, but it is tempting to up the int and dex from lower levels. I suppose throwing would help with dex. I think I will do dex. We have a robe of resistance, which is both fire and cold, so that's much better than just the plain fire. Let's pull back. I'm gonna hurl some torch here. Okay, backing up. Ooh, short sword of RN, so no. Not really relevant. Okay, explore. What do we have here? A +2 robe and a pretty decent ring. I'm not very much not regretting putting down that dex now, because now that I have dex, I can use this ring without worrying necessarily about the negative part of it. It's not the greatest ring. I already have Arpor in the future ring. Will is nice, but if this will really translate down to being just a ring of will that reduces my dex and increases my int. So it's actually not the greatest ring. So and this ring is almost useless for me there. Ring of Protection's pretty good. So I might put that. I'll keep the Ring of Dior for now. I'm going to put on this Ring of Protection, and I think I'm going to put it over this so I can get my AC a little higher. I'm going to back up. We're getting close to having some freedom into the vault space, but we're not there yet. Probably on our last little number of creatures. Never mind, we still got plenty to go. You never know. Damnation is not fun. I'm going to back away all the way and fully heal. Okay. Get some angle on him. Okay. Our elect, our poison, our fire down, RC up. It's not too bad. I'll put it on. It's not as good as the ring we're gonna buy, but it's something. Drop that, put that on. Might as well just pop it on over top of this one and drop our baseline, our poison. I don't need that. I like my faith. Oh, we still got some guys inside the vault. Stores, the trove element. They really don't want to die, that's for sure. There you go. A bunch of books that aren't really relevant today. Yep. A short bow that is alright. Not for today though. Let's see what's in here. Some more books. Oh, not too much today. Not too much. All right, so we're going to look at what we got on the floor. To be honest, there's not much. Now, there's more that dropped, but our character has special attributes of his largeness that stops me from using some of these things. Oh, this is a ring that we picked up. Fly our fire now down. So it's an our ice ring. That's where all the resistances and ice come from. It's +2 slay. So it's just like a ring of ice that can fly and gives you a little slay. To be honest, there's no point in the future that I'm like, I'd love to get rid of my our fire to fly. So I don't think I'd ever actually use that. I just keep the base flight if I ever needed that. I don't think I'm gonna ever use this second our protection. I don't even know how long I'm gonna keep the current one I have. And we just got enough gold to get the ring we actually wanted. And so we're gonna go and grab that. Where do we go? It's in Snake. We want S. Okay, we're gonna buy this ring. And we're gonna pop this guy on right now. So this is actually the our poison that we want. The other one was a pretty weak excuse for an item. It just was like kind of like a ring of ice as well, in that it pops the cold up, but sacrificing the fire. But we have everything else accounted for in this Timu ring, so we don't need that anymore. And really the question is what do we want for that other ring? And that might be our flex, depending on what we get as we go along. We have great resistances, obviously no fire and cold, but we have that as flex. I'm going to keep the protection for now until we get some good body armor. Our will is at 3 now. Where did that new will come from? Robes of willpower. Did we get like mutated? No. What else are we wearing? Robes. Maybe it's a natural thing. I'm not exactly sure. And if I'm just missing it, but I'm okay with 2 and 3 wills. So let me just try what this robe of resistance looks like here. Obviously the defensives won't increase, but getting both our fire and our cold for 1 will is not the worst thing in the world. It's funny, it feels bad, but it's like, how about I go well, first I'm gonna get rid of this robe. I'll never need to use that. How about I try getting that hat, wherever that hat went? The hat has disappeared from my purchasing list. Did my head just change? I'm actually very confused. Hat. Oh, maybe I never added it to the thing. So it's 52 gold. I have that. Hat. I think I might go buy this hat. Go. It's been taunting me all game. I'm just gonna buy it, put on the slot, whatever. And then I think we're gonna start moving on to depths. Let's double check, is there anything else we want to buy before depths? What's our curing like? We got plenty of curing. Our health potions are okay, but it's always better to have more. We've got a good number of haste, good, all that. Ambrosia would be nice to have more of. I have 2 now on the body. We have our resistance, or our elect, sorry, so we don't need that anymore. Not desperate to buy javelins. Yeah. So do we still have some summoning scrolls? We don't. So I think I'm gonna go buy the What's our might like as well? 6 isn't the greatest. I might go buy Ambrosia and Snake 4. I'll buy the Summoning and Orc, and we're, I think, already in Orc, so I'm going to go quickly there. We'll save the mutation for later. Anything else in Orc while I'm here? No. So let's go buy the Might and Snake, Ambrosia and Snake, and see how much gold we have left. Not enough to do any damage. So we're gonna now go and look and see that our next option is depths. So we're gonna go to depths 0. So we're right outside. Oh, remember these guys? They're probably gonna be a little bit easier now. That's funny. Shows you how the power level scales. So I'm gonna bank here, heal up, double check, and we'll call it a day. This is the end of this part. Next part, we're gonna delve into depths and go from there. Haven't decided what my third rune is gonna be, so that'll probably be decided shortly as well. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.